Hello, today I will be teaching you wet felting. First off, what is wet felting? It is the process of using friction and agitation to make felt out of wool fibers. This works because wool fibers are coarse and hooked, if you will, allowing the fibers to grab onto each other. To begin wet felting, you will need various colors of raw wool, bubble wrap, a bath towel, rubber bands, screen from like a screen door, a pool noodle, dish soap, and access to hot water. The dish soap and hot water actually change the pH level of the wool and allow it to felt with more ease. To set up, you will lay your towel down flat. On top, you will place your bubble wrap bubble side up to cause more agitation to the wool. You can do this process to create abstract forms, patterns, or gradients, or something representational. I have a picture of an otter in a Hawaiian shirt standing in a river, in which I will needle felt fine details into later. You'll do 3 layers for your design. The bottom layer will be all white. Working in short chunks, you'll want to separate the fibers so they lay evenly on the bubble wrap. Lay them down so the fibers all run the same direction and overlap so there's no gaps, like shingles on a roof. For your second layer, you will lay the fibers down going in the opposite direction as the previous, laying out large blocks of color. When you move on to the final layer, you will again switch directions of the fiber, but be more detailed as you lay down the colors. However, you don't have to keep the same direction perfect. You can add a little bit of directional design as you lay them down. To begin felting the wool, lay down a piece of screen on top of your work. Mix some water, as hot as you can stand, and dish soap in a bottle, just a small amount, and spray it all over your wool. You will then press your hand against the screen fairly hard and move it around in circular motions, matting all the wool together. You'll know you're done when you can no longer pinch and separate the wool from each other. After you have felted, you will roll your felt around a pool noodle. This process will further agitate the fibers, giving a stronger bond. Wrap rubber bands around the end to secure the towel. Press on the roll with your forearms using most of your body weight and begin rolling back and forth, going from your elbows to your wrist. You'll want to go back and forth 25 times and then unroll it and rotate the felt 90 degrees and repeat. Typically, this takes about 4 sets of 25. You'll notice that the felt gets smaller as you roll. This is like washing a wool sweater and it shrinks. You'll know you're done when the felt is tight and does not stretch too much when pulled upon. The final step is called fulling. You will rinse with hot water and squeeze the soap and water out. Be sure not to wring it. Then throw it as hard as you can into the sink. Repeat your rinse with cold water again, and then throw it as hard as you can again. The temperature change will shock the fibers to keep them in place. After about 10 rinses and tosses, the soap should be out and your felt fulled. You are now done and can leave it to dry. This full process will take about an hour and a half to complete.